Credit cards. So in this video I will talk about the credit cards, one of the most popular form of credit. Aim of this video is to show how a credit card works and how it differs from a debit card, plus the dangers of overusing a credit card. So let's suppose this lady likes shopping and she does not always have the money to buy the stuff she wants. So what's the solution to that? So solution to her problem is, she will apply to a bank or credit institution for a credit card. Depending on her credit history, the bank will decide to give her the card or refuse her. So different banks or credit institutions will have different conditions. So like any other form of credit, it is important to shop around. So can she now buy and buy? So definitely not. She will have a credit limit, which means she can only spend up to a certain amount. So the limit will be decided from the bank or the financial institution. So this amount will be different for different people, as it will depend on their financial circumstances, their salary, their assets, and other things also. Also, she will have to pay for everything she buys. So she can buy the stuff she wants without real money, but after a certain period of time, she has to pay everything. So, personal identification number. So, around the time one receives their card, they will also receive a personal identification number known as their PIN. They will need to remember this PIN each time they go to shopping and are advised to be very careful who they divulge it to. So whenever they want to pay through their credit card, they have to enter a PIN, a 4-digit PIN. So that will verify their identity during that transaction. Shopping with a credit card. First they must sign. Shopping with a credit card. First they must sign their new credit card, and then they go to shops to pick the items they like. When the cashier asks for the money, they give the card to the assistant, who insert it in a machine which will automatically verify the shopper details. So after they have done their shopping, they will hand over their credit card to the cashier at the counter, and the cashier will insert the credit card into a card machine. Then the user has to enter the 4-digit PIN that will verify their identity. Then third, they are then asked to insert the PIN. Fourth, if there is no machine in the shop, they will be given a docket to sign and their signature checked, means that on the back of the card. Fifth, if all is in order, they are given a docket to prove they bought the goods and paid for them with the credit card. Where can one use a credit card? In any shop, restaurant, hotel, garage, etc. that displays that credit card company logo. So they can use the credit card anywhere where the cashier is accepting card payments. Abroad, if the shop, restaurant, hotel, garage, ATM, etc. displays that credit card logo, one can instruct companies like a phone company or the ESB to send their bills to the credit card company over the phone or on the internet, but this involves some risk. If it is an unknown company. Payment. So after a certain period of time, the user has to pay their bill, the credit card bill, right? So usually it is 30 to 45 days. Once a month, the bank will issue a statement showing all the transactions that involve the credit card that month. This statement will show a minimum amount that must be paid before the end of the month. However, if only the minimum amount is paid, the rest of the amount owed will start to incur interest at a very high rate. So after the certain period of time, that is 45 days, the bank will start imposing a very high interest rate around between 10 to 15% per annum, per month. If the full amount on the statement is paid, no interest will be charged. If the user pays their bill in full before the due date, they don't have to pay any interest rate on that credit card. Will the shop charge one more because they use a credit card? No, they are not allowed to. So even if the user decided to pay through credit card, the price of any particular item will remain the same. Even if they want to even if they want to pay through cash or through card, but the shop will have to pay a percentage of all their sales that were made by credit cards to the credit card company. But the shop owner or the cashier has to pay a certain percentage, around 2 to 3, between 1 to 3% to the credit card company. However, their sales will have increased, so their profit will also be increased. So because customers are using the credit card to pay the bill, so now their sales will be increased, and after all their profit will also increase. So that's why they are they will accept any credit card payment, and they will not deny any user who is using his or her credit card to make a payment. Will the bank charge for the privilege of having a credit card? Yes. Most banks do not charge the customer, but instead make their profits by charging interest on overdue accounts. So most of the banks charge an annual fee from the customer, and also charge interest after the due date. So that's how they earn money on credit card from the income gained from the seller, who has to pay a percentage of all their credit card sales to the credit card company. However, a few banks do levy a charge. The government has also levied a charge payable each year on each credit card issued. This charge is charged to your account by the bank like a normal expenditure. Can one use their credit card to get cash? Yes. But unless they have paid the money into their account first, they will be charged interest from the moment they withdraw the cash. So it is an expensive form of credit. So let's say if a customer decided to pay for a particular item in a store through their credit card, so they will usually have 45 days to pay the bill. But if they decided to withdraw some cash from the ATM, the interest rate will be started from the moment they withdraw the cash from the ATM. Advantages of credit card: it is a safe alternative to cash, helps one build a Google credit history, bails you out in an emergency, gives you time to pay, enables you to take advantage of bargains in sales, etc. No interest charge if you clear your balance on time. So these are all the advantages of credit card. Dangers of credit cards: there are also some disadvantages of the credit card. The first one is it leads to the overspending, and second one is very high rate of interest. So like I said in the starting of the video, it is usually from 10 to 15% per month if total is not paid when due. Precautions one should take with a credit card: never keep your personal identification number, that is PIN, with your card. Never write down your PIN, keep it in your head. You have to remember the PIN, don't write anywhere. Always sign your new credit card immediately you receive it. Record the number and expiry date and keep it separately in a safe place. Always know where your credit card is and keep it in a safe place. Be sure your credit card is returned to you after each purchase and that it is your own card that has been returned. Check the amount shown on your voucher is correct before authorizing the purchase by PIN or signing. Check the entries on your statement as soon as you receive it. If any of the transactions have not been undertaken by you, contact the bank immediately. Do not divulge your credit card number, PIN, or credit card expiry date to anyone who unexpectedly rings you saying you have won a prize, etc. When purchasing goods on the internet, be careful that you are dealing with a reputable company before you give your credit card details. Lost or stolen. So in case your credit card gets lost or it is stolen, so what you have to do? So if one loses their credit card, they must notify the bank immediately, and depending on the conditions on which the credit card was issued, they will only have to pay for a small percentages or none of the thief's shopping. However, hopefully they was intelligent enough not to have their PIN with the card. Credit card versus debit card. Both can be used as an alternative to cash. Debit card are used like credit card, but with debit card the money must be in your account before you use it. Whereas with credit cards you can spend money that is not in your account. So that is the major difference between debit and credit. No danger of getting into debt with a debit card. Big danger with credit card. You will not end up spending your income or interest with a debit card. Students and credit card. A lot of students get into debt with credit card because they are short of money, and often when away from home, parents give them the card for emergencies. But what is an emergency? If I don't go out on a Friday night, my friends will laugh at me. So not going out on a Friday night is not an emergency. Shopping on the internet using a credit card, very useful. You give your PIN and the company charges the amount to your account. It can also be very dangerous because you do not know who the company is in a lot of cases, and you could be charged more than the agreed amount or even receive no goods or services. So that is the end of this video. So you must need to think